Good evening, and welcome to Numpty News, to only bulletin brave enough to ask whether to nation's gusset is meteorologically prepared. Tonight's top story, El Nino, that sulky hot weather goblin from the Pacific, is apparently set to become the strongest in living memory, which in plain English means by 2027, Britain could be hotter than a pensioner's conservatory and smell roughly the same. Scientists at the Met Office have called it unprecedented, which is science talk for we've absolutely no idea where to put our hands and everything's gone a bit sweaty. In scenes reminiscent of a microwave left running with a fork in it, experts now warn the world is heading for record temperatures, failed props, wild weather, and Darren from Hull trying to cool his undercarriage in a paddling pool full of carling. Numpty News dispatched our top climate correspondents to the sun-blasted frontier of ordinary British stupidity. A cul-de-sac in Doncaster, where residents have already begun emergency preparations by buying 9 fans, 12 inflatable flamingos, and a suspicious amount of freezer lollies. First onto scene was Trevor Guff, male, part-time shed enthusiast and full-time pub bore, who had converted his wheelie bin into what he calls a personal cooling chamber. Soon as they said El Nino, I thought it were a tapas barman coming round to nick me hosepipe. Now I'm sat in a bin in nowt but me trunks, and I'll be honest, I've never felt more alive. Also panicking magnificently was Sharon Wibberley, female, amateur weather watcher and local mother of 4, who claims the heat has already turned her patio eggs emotionally aggressive. She showed our cameras a tray of sausage rolls sweating on a garden table like tiny pork hostages.
If it gets any hotter, I'm sending our Keith to sleep into bird bath. Last summer, he fused to a leather sofa and we had to peel him off with a fish slice. I'm not losing another settee to climate bollocks.
But matters took a darker and stupider turn when Council Jobsworth, an emergency planning volunteer, Clive Pudd, unveiled a so-called heatwave survival map featuring official cooling points at the Frozen Isle in Bargain Barn, the beer cave behind the off-licence, and what appears to be Maureen's downstairs loo. Right then, let's get it straight. We've got a robust strategy. If temperatures pass 38 degrees, residents are to remove trousers where safe, flap continuously, and avoid angry dogs, tarmac, and unnecessary courting. This is not scaremongering. This is governance. Shocked viewers told us they were left reeling by scenes of middle-aged men salting their necks like oven chips, and one nan hosing down a Union Jack gnome in the belief it would cool the street down a bit. Meanwhile, opportunists have begun flogging black market ice cubes out the back of a Vauxhall Mariva at £3 a lump. And finally, in a development experts are calling both inevitable and deeply disgusting, Trevor's wheelie bin cooling chamber has now been listed by neighbours as a public nuisance, after reaching what one witness described as a gravyish temperature. If government won't sort climate out, I will. I've put 2 Calippos in me armpits and 1 down the back of me shorts. That's innovation, that is.
Ah, you poor hinny. What's the world coming to, eh? Windows glinting like a disco ball, bairns drifting in fruit, and now your precious begonias throwing in the trowel. If this heat keeps up, might as well just move me deck chair into the freezer and call it a holiday.
So there you have it. El Nino is coming. Britain's headed for a right sweaty apocalypse, and half the country plans to survive by sitting in municipal containers with their knobs out. Stay tuned to Numpty News, where if the planet is boiling, we'll be there with a fork, a flannel, and absolutely no dignity. And to ensure they don't miss out on tomorrow's Numpty News, please subscribe.